What is going on, YouTube? Today we are in Washington, D.C. on this very dreary day. And as you can see, it looks like it's about to start raining, but before that happens, we want to show you very quickly the grave of one conspirator in the plot to assassinate our president, Abraham Lincoln. And that was Mary Surratt. Mary, along with George Atzerodt, Lewis Powell, and David Herold, were all executed on July 7th, 1865, for the assassination, of course, of Abraham Lincoln. This is her grave right here. It simply says Mrs. Surratt. There's no death date or birth date, but this is her grave, and she was executed on that date, July 7th, 1865. And a lot of people did not think that they were going to execute a woman. She was, in fact, the first woman to ever be executed by the United States government. And as she was on the gallows, they put the hood over her neck. She was looking around as if to find somebody to save her. She was hoping so since she was a woman, but apparently nobody cared because that trapdoor fell underneath her and she was hung. I don't know how long it took for her to die. I don't believe they did it in a way where you broke your neck. I believe they just kind of hung you and you kind of stayed there for a minute and choked to death. But yeah, so she was buried at the site of where the execution took place, a military base called Fort McNair. They didn't originally want to bury her in a cemetery because they were afraid that it might be turned into some kind of a shrine. So all four were buried at Fort McNair. And then about a year or two later, they moved them into a building and buried them there, I believe also on that same site. And then finally, a few years later after that, the family members were allowed to claim their bodies, and then they were buried in separate locations. So yes, this is Mrs. Surratt, the first woman to ever be executed by the federal government in the plot to assassinate Abraham Lincoln. I would advise any and all, if you don't want to be executed, do not plot to assassinate the president. No matter how much you dislike him or her, in the future you may never know. Anyway, this is Stories from the Grave. Rest in peace to Mrs. Surratt. Maybe she did not know what she was doing. Who knows? Nobody was there. Maybe she just let those men in for a while, let them hide their guns, and she didn't know what she was getting into. Just a quick video. Y'all please subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It'll let you know when we upload. So bye for now. Hope y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching.